Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Friday, February 17th, 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. The Democratic Party is making their final preparations for tomorrow's protest. The DP chairman declared today that February 18th will be the day of change and invited citizens to join the protest, which according to him will be peaceful. He stressed that he, together with citizens, will make a big decision, but did not specify what the decision is about. The DP chairman held a meeting today with his allies to discuss the strategy of tomorrow's protest, and after the meeting he declared that the protest will begin tomorrow at noon with an undetermined ending time. Though the DP chairman made assurances that the protest will be peaceful, he did issue a message to the state police which reads, "Citizens will decide the duration of the protest. The state police should not fall prey to political manipulation. It should not provoke the crowds, otherwise they will face consequences. I am convinced that tomorrow will be a giant celebration." It seems as if the DP chairman will not make a clear decision for how long the protest will last, waiting to see the citizens' participation. The plan, as it is understood, is that tomorrow at 11:30 a.m., the DP chairman, together with a group of young people, will march towards the pedestrian area to join protesters in the boulevard outside the Ministry of Interior. Then they will all go to the Prime Minister's office. 10 people are scheduled to address the crowds, with the DP chairman offering the final speech to issue his political message before the protesters. Sources told an Aura News journalist that some artists and intellectuals have positively responded to an invitation from the DP to participate in the protest. The Tirana Police Department has publicized its plan for tomorrow's protest. In a media statement, the police announced that the protest will begin at noon on the main boulevard and will end at 1600 outside the Prime Minister's office. The police have announced that National Martyrs Boulevard, Jeanne d'Arc Boulevard, and Bayram Suri Boulevard will be blocked off to vehicles, including parking, from 12 o'clock to 16 to accommodate the protesters. The entrance to the Prime Minister's office has been covered in order to avoid its destruction, as what happened during the opposition's last protest, when Democratic Party supporters threw stones, breaking the light installations. The Democratic Party and the state police agree on the noon start time for the protest, but seem to differ as to the ending time. However, the rainy weather expected for tomorrow may choose for them both. A group of female police officers will be in the front row outside the Prime Minister's office. The U.S. Embassy has notified U.S. citizens who live in Albania about tomorrow's opposition protest. In its notification, the U.S. Embassy says, "The U.S. Embassy informs U.S. citizens to expect a demonstration against the Albanian government planned for February 18, 2017. Demonstrators are scheduled to convene beginning at 11 a.m. at a location adjacent to Rinia Park along Deshmoret e Kambit Boulevard. Beginning at 12 p.m., demonstrators are expected to proceed down Deshmoret e Kambit Boulevard towards the Prime Minister's office. The demonstration is currently scheduled from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., but could extend into the late afternoon and evening. The U.S. Embassy is not aware of any specific threats against U.S. citizens or interests. The embassy reminds U.S. citizens that even demonstrations and large events intended to be peaceful can turn confrontational. Avoid areas of demonstrations and exercise caution if in the vicinity of any large gatherings, protests, or demonstrations. Large public gatherings can affect all major incoming arteries to the city in which they occur. Demonstrations in one city have the potential to lead to additional public rallies or demonstrations in other locations around the city and country, reads the announcement. Prosecutor General Adriatic Llalla reacted today to the chairman of the Parliamentary Law Commission's concerns regarding the procedures followed by the prosecution to select members to the Appointments Council. The chief prosecutor declared that the legal framework has been respected for the procedure in a letter sent to the chairman of the Law Commission that reads, "The prosecution general has rigorously followed the constitutional and legal framework to develop a fair and transparent process." Llalla notes that all candidates from the Prosecutor General's office and the Prosecutor of Appeals who met the criteria for being members of the Appointments Council in the justice system have been verified. The Prosecutor General added that all the information regarding the candidates has been sent to Parliament, and any other constitutional interpretation questions can be sent for review in the Constitutional Court. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dietmar Bushati, was at Shkodra University, where he participated in an open lecture on the values of our foreign policies. During his speech, the minister stressed the special care that is needed in the fight against extremism to preserve our values of religious harmony. Commenting on the judicial reform, the foreign minister said the concerns regarding the international monitoring operation and fears over international intervention in Albanian issues are inappropriate, saying, "Economic development cannot happen without the rule of law. For this reason, I do not agree with those who are nostalgic about movies with saboteurs, who want to portray the reform with the intervention of the foreigners in our issues or with a violation of sovereignty. I strongly believe that the reform is tangible evidence of our collective awareness, which is looking for a change," said Bushati, who also praised Albanians' achievements, which a decade ago would have seemed impossible. The National Council of Labor held a meeting with stakeholders today to discuss the labor union's request to increase the minimum wage. Civil, business, and government labor representatives presented their proposals for reevaluating the minimum wage for non-state employees. Labor union reps asked to increase the minimum wage from 220,000 lek to 250,000 lek. Business reps asked that the increase not more than 10,000 to 20,000 lek, while government reps presented the option of a 5% increase, which is only 1,000 lek. After the discussions, the National Labor Council decided on a minimum wage increase of 1,000 to 2,000 lek, but the proposal will be discussed with the International Monetary Fund on February 24th. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.